Hello and welcome to all who find this General Pick a Jar collective reading. My name is Seven and today I wanted to have a bit of a vibe check, if you will. I wanted to just really tap into the messages, affirmations, and even words of guidance or insight for some that Spirit has to relay to us at this current moment. I kind of want to take advantage of the Aquarius stellium that we have going on in the astrological transits at the moment. I feel that it's prime time to really tap into our expanding consciousness, as well as all forms of ourself, whether it be the form we retain on this physical realm or the metaphysical form that we retain on worlds and dimensions outside of our own. I think it's a great time to really send out that signal, if you will, and just see what exactly it is that we can get echolocated back to us in the frequency, if you will. I think that also, considering that Aquarius is a rather intuitive and mystical essence of its own, it being ruled by Uranus after all, I also feel that there is a lot of unexpected events, news, and just general changes that are happening for a lot of people at the moment, even within my own personal life. So I definitely think that this is a great time to pause and recalibrate our current state of action and just utilize that that very analytical and introspective energy that air signs are rather notorious for. Always looking, always observing, always seeing what the next move to make is and how they're able to include all perspectives into their own. For better or for worse for some air signs in my personal opinion, but of course there are shadow aspects for all energies, all signs. It's simply a matter of how we wish to transmute it, and I think if we take the time to transmute the messages and synchronicities accordingly, we will reap great reward and evolution as well within our own personal ascension. So as always, we have 3 jars with us today, but we have something a little bit different. I have a deck of playing cards that I found at my local Rite Aid. Shout out to Rite Aid. There's also the only place I know that has Harmless Harvest, which is my favorite coconut water, which is why I went there in the first place. But I saw this and I was like, oh, how cute and how on brand for moi. So I got this intergalactic playing card deck that I roll out over to kind of echo and emanate messages from the traditional tarot deck and the suits that parallel between the two. So I have those cards currently underneath the 3 respective jars, and today we have Hibiscus, we have Spearmint, and we also have YERBA with the corresponding symbols underneath are the infinity symbol, the eye, and the spiral. So go ahead and take a moment to pause right here if you need to. Settle in with yourself, settle in with your current environment and all of the fluidity and life that flows within it, and reflect on your place throughout it all, and see just how exactly these current options in front of you in both this video and within your reality and life at large are going to parallel and mirror one another with these beautiful essences that we have before us today. So take a moment to reflect right here. The timestamps will be available in the description as always, and I'll go ahead and get started on your readings. Hello to all of you who have chosen the Infinity Collective and the Hibiscus jar as your corresponding herb for today's messages. So I wanted to go ahead and get right on into what messages and general information you need to hear the most from Spirit right now, my beautiful Infinity Collective. What current words or even feelings or just general thoughts will best serve and also nourish you on your path forward towards your goals and your own personal ascension. I feel that there's just so much going on right now with this Mercury retrograde, so many unexpected twists and turns of events, that I feel having a moment to simply ground ourselves, listen to our higher self, and listen to our spirit counsel as well, and take all the information as it resonates accordingly, and using it to really strategize or re-strategize for others of us, and refine our approach, not just to ourselves, but to the world around us at large. So what I wanted to do today, I have the handy dandy tarot as always, but I also have some oracle cards. I have some written messages in this cute little flower bowl with my wonderful Death Note pencil. And I also have the Stargazer playing card deck today. I wrote a few messages on all of the cards, and I decided to use this just to get further clarifying information, just so we don't get lost in the sauce, because I feel like it's very easy to do that now, kind of, with the Mercury retrograde. Whenever I'm channeling, I feel like there's just so much information to relay, and considering that YouTube does not feel as if I have enough clout to really upload super long videos, I have to relay it in a specific time frame, but I wanted to get as much information in a concise fashion. So to start you guys off, I have the playing cards that were under each jar. So yours in particular is going to be the Knight of Wands. So there's a lot of action within your particular energy, my beautiful Infinity Collective. You are really looking to trailblaze your way forward, so to speak, and you have this burning desire and passion towards a specific goal or a specific version of yourself that you feel needs to be acclaimed and also seen and heard, not just for your own sake, but this is also something that you feel as if is in some way necessary to prove to other people or to show other people, even if that's for your own personal satisfaction. I think that there's just a lot of direction and ambition, but there's action matching it. It isn't just a simple thought or feeling that you're sitting on. You're looking to physically move forward within your particular situation, and I feel Spirit's messages that we are just about to get into definitely revolve around your current trajectory of events and the sequence of events that are to follow with all of this burning passion that you have. So let's go ahead and get right into the tarot. We also have the Page of Wands as the bottom deck energy for the Tattoo Tarot today. So I definitely feel the movement. I feel the burn, so to speak. No Bernie Sanders. Let's see what it is. What does the Infinity Collective need to know, Spirit? What does the Infinity Collective need to hear most right now? Oh, apparently quite a few things. One at a card, please, lovely. One card at a time. What can the Infinity need to hear the most right now? Jeez, they all keep coming out in clusters, you see? There is a sequence of events with you guys, which I think is very funny. I think that Spirit is addressing more than one thing that you've done recently, not in a bad way, but there's just a bit of a story or like a particular, like I said earlier, sequence of events that they're looking to address with you, my Infinity Collective. So let's get some juicy details. Okay, let's get these. All right. Again, we have the Page of Wands. Oof. Okay. So I'm just gonna take all of these right now. Your current bottom deck energy is the Six of Swords. So there is movement, there is transition with you. Where do we start? Where do we start? All right, let's start here. So the two cards that I currently have in my hand are the King of Pentacles and the Lovers. So currently what I'm feeling is that there's this there's a working towards a goal that's much higher than yourself, Infinity Collective. You have a lot of ideas, and you have a lot of practicality to match this burning desire that you have. You have means of acclaiming certain resources and certain connections. I'm also hearing for others of you with the Lover's card that you can use to further your progression and also get a better vantage point. I feel that for a lot of you there's also probably for some of you a particular ancestor that you reach out to that has more masculine energy and represents more of the sacred masculine with the King of Pentacles that's coming out right now. That doesn't necessarily mean that they have to take on a masculine form, but it's simply the energy that they emit. It's very assured, it's very driven, it's very much akin to connecting with the people around them and ensuring that there is stability and security present. With the Lover's card, I feel that with all of the goals and achievements that you are working towards and have managed to also acclaim for yourself, there's still a need for more here. And this is being further clarified by the Page of Wands and also the Five of Coins that is to follow. I feel that even though you have so much within this very practical, secure world of yours, which is probably why the Knight of Wands came out. Knight of Wands, excuse me. If you know someone named Nate, hey, this is a particular. But what I'm definitely getting at is that your particular group wants more out of life. You're in this realm of security and it's nice, don't get me wrong. Like, you have someone brushing your hair every morning. Look at these beautiful little strands that we have. You have this beautiful coin, you have all of these jewels, and just general what's the word I'm looking for? These procurements, that's what I'm looking for. These procurements that reflect on the stable, secure character that you normally are. With the Lovers present, I see you wanting to deepen your connection with the world around you and kind of get into the inner workings of it and the systematics. Perhaps for others of you, you're kind of just longing to connect to other people. So what I'm really hearing for your particular message at this moment is that there is so much more to life than the current humdrum and practical and predictable nature of it all. I feel that for others of you that perhaps currently you've been feeling as if you've been a bit too predictable and that you've just kind of been sitting on your throne like, yeah, like, you know, it's nice up here, but also there's a different world to explore, and there's other people to explore as well, which is being furthered by the Page of Wands present. You know that there's so much more passion and movement and general energy than what you're used to, and you're looking to break out of that, especially with the Five of Coins that's now presenting itself. You're looking to really step outside your comfort zone because you feel as if there isn't much movement within your current comfort zone. There is a feeling of being left out, or like kind of like, I feel as if you have FOMO. My Infinity Collective, I feel like you feel as if you're really missing out on something, missing out on connecting with other people, or just connecting with different parts of yourself, or I think the world. But I think a lot of it has to do with just you wanting to have more fun and loosen up. And Spirit is here to tell you that yes, there is a transitionary period that is going to happen that allows you to break out of this very predictable schedule that you have. There's going to be redelegation and also reprioritization necessary in order for you to work hard and play hard. That's it on here. I feel like you're yearning to play hard, my Infinity Collective. And Spirit is here to reassure you that that is around the corner. It's very funny because this is actually what I was really saying to myself not too long ago. So perhaps this is something that I also needed to hear from Spirit. So thank you, Spirit. Just kind of, you know, not feeling so weighted down by all of the current happenings of the universe and just our general lives in the day-to-day. You know, we're still being afflicted at this current moment by COVID in many parts of the world. There are still lockdowns present. So I definitely think that a lot of people are kind of missing the usual feeling of movement that the world once had. And I think that even though you've managed to keep a good head on your shoulders throughout this entire time, I think now you're starting to realize that things are becoming a tad bit bleak. And Spirit is here to remind you that there is movement forward. There is going to be a period in which you break out of this feeling of, I'm hearing isolation for others of you. And that it simply is all about you taking moments to explore what it is that you can control with the resources that you do have with the Two of Wands, and kind of re-instigating passion. Which is a very interesting choice of words. I think that you're being asked to go a little deeper and explore just what it is that you're wishing to seek emotionally and also with an experience. And this is a good time to plan and prioritize all of that now. So the opportunity to break out of the shell comes, you have more of a forthright idea of which direction it is that you're heading in first. I think that you have a lot of big ideas and that you have a lot to offer the world and also offer yourself, especially throughout this very slow period that we've all been collectively enduring throughout this past year. I think that you are really looking to find new ways to find meaning. Wow. And that Spirit is saying that you taking the time now to simply reflect on your own inner workings and what it is that you procure this practical nature for, aside from the necessary means of survival that we know that you have to eat, you need to have a roof over your head, you have bills to pay. But what else is there to life that is currently making you feel a bit restricted, and how can you loosen up what you can control? Especially with the Ace of Pentacles, and then under that we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, there is a feeling of healing and general release that needs to occur with you, my Infinity Collective. And I think that you taking the time to unload mentally and kind of just get lost in a bit of a fantasy, if you will, but knowing you that you're like, I don't have time to get lost in the fantasy. It doesn't have to be a prolonged period of meditation or getting completely lost in thought as well. Even if it's you simply taking 3 minutes out of your day, which I'm sure we all do have, especially like when you first wake up, taking those 3 moments to simply pause and reflect on a few things in the here and now that make you feel alive, that remind you you're alive, that remind you of your experience and what it is that you're seeking to gain the most from it. And taking time to reflect on that, perhaps even having some sort of gratitude journal, I'm hearing for others of you, will definitely enforce your feelings of compassion and mindfulness. And it will also give you a much more concise idea of what it is that you look forward to and how you're able to expand and build upon that and incorporate it in a grander way into your day-to-day life. Under this, we also have the King of Swords. Yeah, so there's a period of observation and analysis that I feel that your particular group is going through, Infinity Collective, and I feel like you are currently reflecting on the need to release and the need to find fulfillment with the Ten of Cups here. And I think that you reflecting inwards and reflecting on the small things and taking note of them, and when the time comes, finding new means of building upon that and incorporating it in a way that is just much larger than life. Like an example that I can bring up right now is let's say, this is a very general example, let's say you start up yoga and you take a few minutes every day to stretch and breathe, the time where you have a much more lengthy window frame to yourself, you're able to do a proper routine and actually find different ways to meditate. And then once you have more secure funding, resources, time, and just general direction, maybe then you decide that you want to get a certification and teach other people. It's things like that, you know, letting small things not remain small in your life and allow them to grow in terms of sentiment. And I feel like considering that you're very practical people, I feel like just experimenting with your routine will be a great way to reinstigate your passion and general drive to expand outside of yourself and your shell. Another reason why I say that in particular is because with Earth Sense in particular, fellow Taurus over here, hello, we can get very satiated in comfort very quickly. So I feel like it's necessary as an Earth sign to remind everyone to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And even if you don't want to change the entirety of your routine or schedule, don't be afraid to change around one or two things. That's something that Spirit is also implying here. Don't be afraid to think outside of your usual box, but you don't have to look too far. That's another thing that I'm hearing. You know, you just look at what you currently have in front of you and how you're able to modify that accordingly. You don't have to incorporate something completely new. You just have to build upon what you already have and gain a deeper connection with it. And in that process, if you manage to eliminate other forms of grounding or just general operation that are no longer serving you, then c'est la vie. It's you finding meaning in your life, or finding new meaning in your life, I should say. And not being afraid to explore that, especially with the Nine of Cups here. This is that wish fulfillment card. This is about not being afraid to ask the universe what we want and the universe delivering accordingly. So this is also about recognizing the potential in everything that's around us. In the traditional Rider-Waite, you see the man just chilling in the in the chair with all his cups around him, like, yeah, that's all me. So I think that you taking that time to reflect on not just what's in front of you, but what's all around you, and seeing the potential fulfillment in everything. I think that there is happiness that is really right under your nose, my Infinity Collective. That's something that Spirit is heavily indicating, that happiness is much closer and much easier to obtain than you currently realize, and that there is a way to instigate joy in the here and now. Let's see. Yes, we have the World card again, so I'm going to pick up the cards that fell on the floor. Please bear with me for a moment, my Infinity Collective, because I feel like these cards actually are relevant to your reading if I could pick them up. Okay, no, there's one more. And on the same. Alright. Okay, we're back in business. Hello. I apologize, my Infinity Collective. My cards have been falling all over the damn place throughout this retrograde. If you've been watching a few readings of mine, my apologies. So let's see what we got here. We have the World card that just came out. Yes, so there is a need to be much more present, I'm hearing. That's Saturn energy that's coming out over here with the World card. And it's about a completion of cycle, a completion of growth, or a completion of self, and utilizing time wisely, and realizing that time really is a force of its own, and that the way in which it passes is not linear at all. So I think that you taking a step backwards in order for you to go forwards will be very helpful for you, my Infinity Collective. I think that it'll help you remain more present in the here and now, to find small ways to instigate joy in your day-to-day. Yes, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, or you have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So I will say this. because I feel like it's necessary, considering that we have a king and his queen. If some of you have been wondering if a particular person is looking to really start something with you, the answer is yes. And Spirit is definitely confirming that. But what they are really saying is that in order for you to make the most out of this union, it really is at its best when you both enforce your individuality and your individual ambitions. I'm also hearing it thrives the most when you still find means to operate from a place of sincerity and a place of love, and to procure your own means of stability and harmony. Even if you both are working towards a common goal, I feel as if the way in which you work towards it is very differently. But I think that mode of operation is particularly helpful because it enforces your need to think outside of your box and your comfort zone. And I think that you continuing your individual pursuits will greatly benefit this particular dynamic, because one, it will give it the time that it needs to flourish, and for both of you to plant your feet firmly in your own lives and make your presence known within your worlds with one another. And also I feel that it'll just be it'll be best because then you have two means of achievement that you're able to bring in together, and you're able to collaborate accordingly when you have the means to do so, because you're making time for one another. You're actively investing energy with one another, and you're doing so in a way in which you're allowing organicism to take the course of action here. You're not forcing anything or rushing anything. Even if there is a lot of burning desire present, it doesn't speed up the momentum unnecessarily. It allows it to concentrate it, if anything, and fuels it. But it realizes that there is a course of action that must follow through at its own pace. And as long as you keep that in mind as well, keep that in mind with this person, and just show general recognition and acceptance for their growth individually and their growth with you as a partner, then things will go swimmingly. But for others of you, if this is not about a person, I definitely think that this is about you balancing your inner masculine and feminine energies, even though you're generally, like I said, like very practical people, but even though the masculine is more so with stability, the feminine is more so with just about recognizing and coexisting. The masculine is like makes a point out of action. The feminine makes a point out of inaction. Not to say that when in periods of inaction that they're not actively doing anything, but them simply sitting within an environment is enough to get all parts of it moving. They don't have to do much. They don't have much to prove either. That is a more balanced feminine masculine spectrum, where there is no need to prove to one another or to the world at large of their existence. They simply are. And I think that that's a good mantra for you to remind yourself with the Queen of Pentacles present. You simply are. You simply will. You simply can. Simple mantras to remind yourself of your power and remind yourself of your presence within your power, and to take small moments, like I said earlier, throughout your day to simply bask in all that you are, and just know that you are on an ever-growing journey, and that this is not your last stop on it at all. This is yes, the Queen of Wands has just presented itself. There is so much more for you to express and explore throughout the world, and that you taking the time now to think about what you want most out of that exploration will be very beneficial for you, my Infinity Collective. That is what Spirit is heavily indicating, even if it does go back to that that particular relationship, like I was talking about earlier. Even if this pertains to employment for some of you, I'm hearing that normally you're very secure in your employment, and perhaps you have a period where you have a tighter budget. Perhaps your hours are cut, or perhaps you ended up leaving the job or had to leave without it really being your choice. I feel like it's kind of more so that latter for some of you. Now you are looking for a new opportunity, and it is much closer than you think, but I think that you kind of looking to see what's the most pragmatic for one, and two, what is the most convenient for you at this moment will allow you to open a door to happiness. Even if you feel as if you're selling yourself short by having that particular mentality, I don't think that that's the case here. I think that you seeing what's right in front of you and seeing the opportunities that are the closest to you and within your realm of reality, and embarking on those when they present themselves to you, you will definitely open an unexpected door of stability and achievement. But I think that you just have to be willing to accept a position or general mode of operation that you aren't exactly used to. But I think that it stimulates and challenges you enough to want to learn more, and you learn more about yourself throughout the process. So I definitely feel that, yes, with the Emperor currently being the bottom deck energy, I definitely think that in your particular case, my Infinity Collective, it's all about balancing the future with the present, balancing all parts of yourself in order for you to take note of all that you are in this current moment and all that you will be in the future. So let's go ahead and get some of my little stargazer cards over here and see what further messages we can get from Spirit for you, my Infinity Collective. That was not a good shuffle, so let's just do that again. I can do better than that. Okay, let's see. For my Infinity Collective Spirit, what do they need to hear the most right now? What does the Infinity Collective need to hear the most right now, Spirit? Ooh, okay. Currently we have the Seven of Cups coming out. Choose wisely. Revert some energy for some of you. For others of you, revisit possibilities. Think wisely about all the choices that present themselves to you. Yeah, like I was talking about, looking at what's right in front of you and making choices accordingly. Not feeling as if you are not feeling as if you're kind of lost looking at opportunity, but you're kind of going in with tunnel vision, and using your wisdom first and foremost as your navigator throughout this particular period of transition. And I also think that you revisiting your intentions to grow as a person, and your intentions to grow means of stability and security for yourself, and how you intend on doing so will be very beneficial for you, my Infinity Collective. What other information can you provide for them? Can you spit it? What would you like for them to know the most right now? What would you like for the Infinity Collective to know the most right now? What would you like for the Infinity Collective to know the most right now? Okay, we got two here. Haha. So here we have the Six of Swords in reverse. That's so funny. Resistance to change, hesitancy, needing change, but unsure of the outcome. Yeah. I definitely think that even though you're kind of going, and sometimes you feel like you normally have a good head on your shoulders, but you kind of been thrown in for a loop here because you didn't expect to feel so unsatiated so suddenly. And looking for more, so you kind of are feeling like, well, I don't really know where to look. So Spirit here is definitely indicating, whoa, yeah, now it flipped over to the Six of Swords, it went upright, in which the upright words that I have are transition, mental shift, acclaim freedom, move on, acclaim inner peace. Acclaiming your inner peace, which is what the Queen of Pentacles is all about. I feel as if the Queen of Pentacles is all about inner harmony and the King of Pentacles is all about outer harmony. And it's all about stabilizing the forces within. Pentacles are all about stability and securing and procuring resources and energy. So I think that you kind of being unsure of the outcome with these choices that present themselves to you. I think that being sure of your intentions and yourself, even if you're unsure of the outcome, is key here for you, my Infinity Collective. Because here we have the Queen of Swords. We have decisive, forward moving, relentless, and we also have smart moves. So moving with wisdom, moving in silence. I'm also hearing kind of taking the time to reflect on your decisions accordingly, reflecting on what makes you happy, reflecting on what it is that you need to feel satisfied with life, not just alive, and taking action accordingly, even if it's granting yourself a job that you know will give you less time than you're used to, even if the pay isn't bad, but using the time that you do gain that you normally don't have for yourself, because you tend to always kind of be by the book and just stay in hustle mode and keep it at that. I think that you taking that time that you have for yourself to really just understand yourself and take time to really nurture yourself within that period too, and reflect on how you can empower yourself in the here and now is very important. Yes, your bottom deck energy is the Seven of Pentacles reversed, impatience, wanting to move. It's too soon, it's premature. Yes, exactly. You're really wanting to move, but you feel like you can't. You feel a bit stuck, but Spirit is definitely here to say that the more you allow yourself to kind of go with the suspension of time, the more reward you will gain. You will gain a lot of wisdom and also a lot of ambition and assurance throughout this period, even if it does feel a bit unnerving or slow. I'm also hearing there are quite a few pentacles in this particular reading. But I think that slow moving action is going to serve you the best right now, and really allow you to reprioritize and restructure your internal and outer world accordingly. Yes, blue lace agate, communication, throat chakra, literally just flew out right as I was stumbling on my words at that. So with the blue lace agate presenting itself here, communication is key, especially with the swords cards that we have popping out. I think that the communication to yourself primarily, because this is throat chakra energy, so this is also about your inner dialogue. I think that you refining your inner dialogue and refining on your communication to the universe at large is very important for you, my Infinity Collective. Perhaps you take small moments of gratitude, but I think that you vocalizing that gratitude to the world around you and also to yourself for all the growth and change that you have endured that has made you a stronger person, vocalizing it and allowing it to be heard and allowing those vibrations to just emit into your atmosphere and world at large will be very helpful in you allowing more prosperous energy to flow effortlessly to you. And also the universe will be much more assured of what type of vibrations and opportunities to present to you as well. They'll see what it is that, or they'll hear, I should say, see and hear what makes you feel the happiest, and they will work with you accordingly, my Infinity Collective. Even if you don't want to verbalize everything, like I was talking about earlier, perhaps that gratitude journal, or just taking time to put your gratitude into words in some way, even if it's in a creative way, like writing poetry or writing a song, or even like creating your own language if you do like spell work. I think that'll be really cool, and a really nice way to get a lot more into your passions and your energy, and to remind you of just why exactly you wake up every day and do what you have to do for yourself. It's a choice. I feel like we all tend to forget that it's a choice to wake up and operate. Yes, and I feel like you relaying that gratitude to yourself for making that choice every single day will definitely help you feel much more present and joyous in the now. Here we have Pipestone that came out. This is ancestors throat chakra. So I definitely think this is spirit wanting you to know that communication, and we have ancestors. So I definitely think that you communicating with your ancestors or spirit council, as we are right now, they say hello in the group chat, taking that time to reach out to them and, just be present with them for a few moments throughout your day will be very beneficial for you, my Infinity Collective. I think that they have a lot that they want to say to you aside from this particular reading. And they have a lot that they want to show you in terms of messages and synchronicities. And I also think that perhaps for others of you, it'll be this isn't a particular romantic relationship, that perhaps you reuniting with a family member, because that's how another way that I interpret pentacle energy. Reuniting with a family member and emphasizing open communication about your feelings and how it is that you want to feel will be a great way for other people to also know what to give you, because they know what you need the most right now. I think that you relaying your emotional needs to other people will be very beneficial. Yes, we have clear quartz here. We have meditation and crown chakra. So I definitely think this is more so about ancestors and spirit council for the majority of you, and taking time to reach out to them and taking small moments of mindfulness every single day. But for others of you, if this does have to do with another physical person and you know exactly who it is, I think that again, you're taking those small moments to simply connect with the world around you, which is being highlighted by the apophyllite as the bottom deck energy, and to let yourself just feel your presence in the earth and expect nothing more, nothing less from simply existing throughout that time will allow you to feel very grounded with yourself, because you're giving yourself a moment to simply be without expectation or any preconceived notion of who you are. You are simply still, and that really reinforces your sense of autonomy over your being, my Infinity Collective. It reinforces the fact that everything that you do, like I said, is a choice, and how many choices you have reflect on how open you are to receiving them in the first place. And I think that you widening your scope of reality in small steps will help you invite in grander and more affirming and rooting opportunities and people that truly understand you and are wishing to enrich your experience. So let's get some final messages from this little bowl. I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes. So what does the Infinity Collective need to hear the most right now, Spirit? What does the Infinity Collective need to hear most? Alright, let's go here. You don't have many messages, which I think is interesting. Normally I'm like, I know they want more. I feel like Spirit's like short and sweet for you. I feel like you're some smart cookies. Yes, your first one is remember. So I think that like I was saying, you remembering small things that bring you joy, even if you haven't done them in quite some time, and reflecting on the current presence that it has in your life, or perhaps this is a person for others of you, reflecting on what joy it brings you will be important. Perhaps maybe even working with your inner child might be helpful for some of you as well, and see what it is that your younger self like to do, and how you are able to implement that action today. I know that we obviously won't have all the same interests that we did when we were a child, but there are small things that children do that I feel are so freeing. Like simply taking a moment to just like sit in the grass and like talk to one another, and to draw, and to like not be afraid to express themselves, to play, and to ask questions and be inquisitive. It's small things like that, you know. I feel like we tend to put children in a box, and forget that they really do retain intelligence and personalities and general feelings as well. And there's so much to them that we tend to reduce. We tend to reduce our own childhoods and result. So I think you're reflecting on your inner child and what made them feel the most alive will also help you find new means of bringing that into the present in your own unique way. Let's see. Yes, here we have 13. This is just big up death energy. So I definitely feel that you having this sense of rebirth, perhaps revisiting your inner child, is exactly what some of you needed to hear. But for others of you, rebirthing your sense of purpose and your sense of general passion and drive is important here. Scorpio is originally ruled by Mars. There's a lot of general drive and also chaotic energy behind Scorpio, but the chaos that surrounds Scorpio is simply death. It's simply life and death, I should say, and coming back again, and you not being afraid to resurrect parts of yourself that you feel are either suppressed or had to die unnecessarily will be very beneficial for you, my Infinity Collective. Let's see, what else we got? We have remember again. Yes, so there is a lot of reflection present here. There is a lot of deep thinking about the past, but this one in particular is about the Ten of Swords, which we saw earlier. So remembering the past and looking at the present now and like healing it accordingly is important. Yes, here we have 5, and 5 is all about changes. 5 is all about acknowledging the course of events that have occurred and knowing that the universe has our back always and that we are on the right path as well. And here we have the number 6. 6 is all about reconsideration and rethinking and re-strategizing, doing things again, and or rethinking an original plan or idea. Here we have the spiral. The spiral is all about life and all of the movement that exists within it, and acknowledging that growth is not a linear process. Sometimes you go backwards in order to keep going forwards, but that doesn't mean that you stop expanding in any way, my Infinity Collective. Let's see. Here we have the number 55. Yeah, so there's more change. This is like master change here, because there's master numbers. I know 55 is not original master number, but just being assured that you're making all the right choices and going with the flow as much as you can, but also taking what you can't control and changing that accordingly will be very helpful for you. Yes, and here we have guts. This is the solar plexus chakra. It's all about taking risks, but taking wise risks, and knowing that we have the power of reflection and analysis, and always we can pause and come right back whenever we are ready. And being assured of ourselves is important here. Being assured of our ambition and energy and just general purpose is really important for you right now, my Infinity Collective. And Spirit is indicating that in order for you to have everything come into full circle, reflecting on the past and seeing how it matches up with the present in order to build your future is in order for you. So that is what I'm currently seeing for you. Wow, you have a very long reading. I normally don't do readings this long, but 44 minutes, geez Louise. But either way, I felt that this was very helpful, and it had a lot of good information for a decent amount of people. Perhaps this is going to be the group that gets the most clicks. But thank you so much for being here for me either way. Like, I appreciate every single minute that I spend channeling and working with not just the universe at large, but also all of you, my beautiful, beautiful people watching at home. Thank you for being present with me and for taking time to tap on in my little messages that I'm throwing out over here. Do let me know in the comments down below if it resonates or if you have any other questions or concerns. Also feel free to give me a little like and subscribe if you're digging the FM frequency that I'm throwing out into the ether over here. Once again, thank you so much for being here with me. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello to all of you who have chosen the I Collective and the spearmint jar as your corresponding herb for today's messages. So I want to just go ahead and get right on into what Spirit has to say for you, my beautiful I Collective. What words of wisdom or just general insight are they able to provide to really encourage and enrich your path forward within this current moment in time? So today I have my handy dandy tarot, as always, looking like a DJ hero avatar, like what? I have that. I also have my Eternal Crystals Oracle card deck. But the one thing that I do have that's a little bit different today that I will now show you is Miss Stargazer. Miss Stargazer playing card deck that I have over here. Very cute, very cool, very quaint. I decided to get a stack of playing cards and just write certain keywords and phrases that emanate the suits of tarot and just apply it in a different context overall. I thought they were also very pretty, so I thought why not and incorporate them into the little reading that we got today. And I also have the written messages in my little flower bowl with my handy dandy Death Note pencil as well. So let's go ahead and get started because we got quite a few things to go over. So there was a card under your particular jar, and the card that I have for you is the Four of Coins in reverse. Well, pentacles in the traditional suit, or diamonds here, hello. But here, the keywords that I have written are refuse to release, no room for organicism, a lack of space, and a lack of security. But the security that I am referring to is inner security. So what we got going on over here as the heart of your particular reading, my I Collective, is you need to see why release is necessary and why there is a call for you to make room for something new in your life. I feel that something has been uprooted currently, and you're a bit unsure if you're meant to let go. Spirit is pretty much indicating yes with this card. It is time to release accordingly. But of course, let's get some tarot and get more into specifics and not semantics. So let's see what we got going on here for my I Collective. What does the I Collective need to hear most right now, Spirit? What does the I Collective... Oof. What does the I Collective need to hear the most? Sorry if you're a headphone user, by the way. That was probably very unpleasant. Oof, right away. First card. We got the Tower. So... with the Tower presenting itself right here in this particular context, I definitely think that there is something breaking down in your life right now, my I Collective. There is something that simply was not working out, and the way in which it was standing, it was faulty, it was weak as is. So even if you fight the inevitable destruction of this obstruction, then there isn't going to be any room for you to grow or any room for something that is much more promising and aligned with who you really are to come in. I think that with the Tower also presenting itself, that a lot of you have kind of been feeling a bit on edge as of late, or feeling like there's kind of like something that's about to happen and you're not entirely sure what it is. So let's actually get further information on what it is. Por favor, Spirit. I'm being called to leave these two. So let's see what we got. So we got the Moon and we have the Eight of Cups. I don't make these noises ever. I don't know what's up with your group, I Collective. But with the Moon and the Eight of Cups presenting, this is definitely an emotional matter. I feel that you need to let your emotions out. I feel like you are unnecessarily withholding your tongue and withholding honesty within your emotional and mental world, my I collective. Spirit here is indicating that there is a need for you to release a lot of sentiments and just general feelings that you are currently keeping hidden from the world around you, including the people that inhabit it. With the Eight of Cups here, though, I feel as if you need to release this particular habit of hiding. You need to be honest with the fact that you're in a bit of a vulnerable place at the moment, and that you need to simply release this expectation that nobody will either understand you or sympathize with you. Spirit is indicating that there is much more promise in, yes, with the Six of Swords being the bottom deck energy, there is much more promise in you letting your emotions be seen, heard, and felt, rather than you keeping everything bottled up. You keeping everything bottled up is actually a bit of a disservice, and it's not challenging your inner world to expand. It's also not challenging your character to grow or to find new means of expressing its experience either. Under this, we have the Three of Coins. Yeah, so there is an opportunity for you to build and restructure what you feel is lost with you opening up. I think that in particular with your group, considering the cards that we just got, I think that opening up is difficult for you, I collective. I think that it's not easy for you to let other people in and see what exactly it is that you are building for yourself, or see what it is that you exactly have hidden up your sleeve at any time. Not to say that it's ever anything bad, but I think that you're very much the moving in silence type, and you're used to just, you know, keeping your baggage on your back and just moving forward as is, and instead of taking time to really digest your more difficult experiences and allowing yourself to grieve and release them on your own time accordingly, you tend to just bulldoze through events when they play out. So Spirit here is definitely indicating that it is time for you to sit down and truly reflect on everything that is ongoing for you, I collective, and sit down and reflect on your emotional state and your deliverance of it. And why do you feel as if it is something that you have to keep hidden? Why do you feel as if it's something that you need to keep to yourself? Because I feel as if even the people around you would benefit greatly from you opening up. I think that they are willing to understand, they are willing to help you, they are willing to build with you, they are willing to support you, but you have to make it known that you need help in the first place, I collective. Yes, the Hangman underneath that. You need a new perspective. You need some sort of clarity and just general time to think and process your thoughts. The Hangman is ruled by Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. Water signs are, again, we have two water cards here, and I'm pretty sure the Tower is ruled by Scorpio. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I will look it up later just to make sure, not that I say it out loud. But the Hangman present, and again with that Pisces energy there, I feel like you've kind of been looking at your emotional state through rose-tinted glasses, my I collective. I think that you just assume that you can just deal with things and just move on accordingly, but now you feel a bit stuck because you realize that there is so much that you want to release, but you're unsure if it's safe for you to do so. But the Hangman is saying that, again, that release is necessary. You don't have to feel suspended by your own beliefs or outdated belief systems or modes of thinking or expression. You can rebel against yourself at any given time and allow yourself to do something differently and think differently and feel differently and express differently. I think that your particular group will benefit greatly from experimenting with expression and how you're able to relay sincerity and honesty and openness, not just with the people around you, but with yourself as well. I think that you are currently rebuilding your perspective of yourself primarily, and Spirit here is definitely encouraging you throughout this process and knew it was necessary, and are saying that you're doing the right thing, even though it's difficult, even though you are currently bulldozing through a lot of old versions of yourself that aren't the most pleasant to revisit. I think that you owe it to yourself to redefine and refine your experience on your own terms, and to definitely be proud of what you have managed to get through, and be proud of the fact that you are still standing here with the King of Wands currently being the bottom deck energy. This all about looking at the bigger picture and overcoming all and any obstacles that present themselves, because there's an unwavering sense of momentum and ambition present. And I think that you still have so much resilience in you, I Collective. And although you are currently heavily reflecting upon your emotional world, and you're still trying to navigate throughout all of the vast landscapes that inhabit it, I think that you're meant to have this period of exploration. Yeah, with the Nine of Wands here, I think that there is a lot of perseverance, like I said, with your particular group, and that you aren't being thrown anything that you can't handle. That's another thing Spirit is also indicating. Even though this isn't easy, it's meant for you to grow, and it's meant for you to really round your perspective of the world at large. So that way also when you do come into union and collaboration with other people that are willing to understand you and invest energy in you throughout your healing process, or even afterwards, but life in itself is an interminable journey of healing, so I don't think we ever really stop, to be honest. But I think that it'll also help you know how to also address other people when they are going through similar struggles and cycles as you, my I Collective. I feel that even though you, again, the Hanged Man came out, even though that's that Pisces energy, that's compassion. Even though you know, how am I finishing this sentence? I've been trying to finish it for 3 times now. Even though you are aware of how you're feeling, and this is something that you're currently getting through, and that you tend to do most of it on your own, you still have so much beautiful space within your heart to be inclusive of the people around you, and this experience will also help you be there for them, and not feel as if you kind of always have to do everything by yourself, and reinforce that particular notion to the world around you. Yes, we have the Ace of Swords that has just popped out. This is a part of your truth. This is a part of your growth. This is a part of your particular experience, my I Collective. This is meant for you to not just claim, but live and speak your truth, and to not be afraid to be honest with yourself unconditionally, and to never compromise that sense of sincerity that you have worked so hard to build for yourself either, and utilizing your truth as your weapon when any and all opposing forces present themselves as well, my I Collective. I think that you know yourselves very well, but you don't give yourselves enough of a break when you need to. That's something that Spirit is heavily implying with these messages. Yes, I think that knowing when to take time out and to simply pause and reflect on our emotional world, and to kind of get to know it again, because emotions fluctuate, they change so much. We're never going to wake up feeling the same way every single day. We're always going to be introduced to something, or someone that will in some way, shape, or form impact our emotional recesses for the day. So I think that you taking the time that you need to simply be, shed a few tears if you need to, or stay by yourself and go ahead and take some walks, or take all the time that you need by yourself, in order for you to really allow everything to to simply flow. And also like realizing that even your vulnerabilities are a part of your truth, and it's never a weapon that anyone can hold against you, especially when you know it well and defend it well. That's another message that I'm getting. Wow. So here we have the Knight of Cups, and we also have the Page of Swords. So with these two cards presenting themselves here, I definitely think that this is a message of compassion from Spirit, getting you to be comfortable with engaging in and working in this new or renewed version of yourself that you are now looking to rebuild, and also to take the resources that you do currently have and use those to your advantage. Swords are very resourceful. Not only are they very swift and very quiet, but they know how to make something out of nothing. It's kind of like the air just being able to make something form out of absolutely nothing, and realizing that air also flows all around us at all times too. So with the Page of Swords here, I definitely think that there is a new means of openness that you are meant to explore within yourself, and that there is more emotional truths to be discovered within your world, my I Collective. There is so much more than what's on the surface level that you're feeling, and I think that you need to take the time accordingly to feel it all out, and to utilize whatever resources that you have to maybe document it or journal it in some way so you don't feel so lost in the sauce, but also to reach out to Spirit as well, and to perhaps even tell them of your current emotional state, and to allow them to help you accordingly. Yes, there is a need to release. There is a need to release from feeling stuck or tied to the past in some way. And I think that you allowing this overly independent spirit that you have to allowing proper help and assistance, and just in the form of love, in the form of compassion, in the form of affection, in the form of understanding at this current moment of time will be very beneficial for you, I Collective. Yeah, your bottom deck energy is the Knight of Swords, so there is a lot of deliverance and general communication, primarily within your mental space, because there are a lot of swords here, but I'm also hearing that communicating again openly with the people around you about what it is that you're currently going through, and allowing them in, and allowing love in, and allowing them to help you, and to even guide you as well if you have like some mentors that I'm seeing that might be prominent for some of you, allowing them to give you a solid word or two, and words of encouragement and assurance, like when you need it the most, which is right now. Yes, exactly. Underneath that we have the Magician, is important. You can transmute their positive energy into something you can use for yourself, because that is something that they are offering to you after all, with their time and energy and general compassion. So don't be afraid to be open in that regard. I'm hearing for you, I Collective. Don't be afraid to be open. Ooh, we have a few cards trying to run away from me as I'm putting them over here. All right. So let's see what other messages Spirit has to relate to you, I Collective. What other messages do you have for the I Collective Spirit? What other messages do you currently have for the I Collective Spirit? What other messages do you currently have for the I Collective Spirit? What other messages do you have? The I Collective need to hear. Ooh. Here we go. Yes, here we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, and the words I have written on this are delays. We have time distortion, not yet. Yes, exactly. So this is a bit of a delay in your eyes, but know that there isn't time being wasted. I feel like it's time being a bit distorted, if anything, but it's still complementary to your growth. Remember that growth is not a linear construct, and that sometimes we need to go backwards in order to go forwards. Sometimes we need to go upside down in order to go forwards. It's really just allowing us to feel rounded in our experience, and allowing time to progress at its own pace. I know that you are are eager to break out of this older cycle, and you kind of just want to be on your grind as per usual. But Spirit is really encouraging you here to take your time with this and to not rush yourself or let other people or circumstances rush you throughout your healing process, because if anything, it can obstruct it further. So take that time now so you don't have to take out even more time later. That's another thing that Spirit is also indicating. So what else do they need to hear? Let's see. We have the Two of Swords here, and I believe, let's see. Oh, this is in reverse. This is you must choose head versus heart, right versus wrong, sincere versus insincere, sustainable versus impractical. Yes, exactly. I think that Spirit is heavily indicating that this is a choice that you need to make for yourself, taking that time out to heal and to really dismantle old versions of yourself, because they are no longer serving you, I collective. This very egotistic version of yourself that doesn't allow you to fully feel is too outdated, and it's something that needs to pass. Spirit's words, not mine. Sorry if that's a bit harsh, but yeah, now we're being shown the Knight of Wands in reverse. So there is a need for you to definitely slow down and not feel as if you have to control absolutely everything, and to simply take control of yourself at this current moment in time, and not feel so driven to deal with anyone or anything other than you at this current moment, or to reach out to other people to help you delegate some responsibilities or priorities so you can have more time for yourself. That's another thing Spirit is also heavily indicating, and to take those offers of love and compassion when they present themselves, because people are willing to help you. Yes, we have the Knight of Cups again. There is a lot of love surrounding you, and there is a lot of assistance, sincere assistance that people are doing from the kindness of their hearts. They don't expect anything out of you, my beautiful I collective. So allow them to help you, because the words I have here are knight in armor, sweet, poetic. So there are definitely some sweeties around you that are looking to really help you out throughout this tricky cycle, and they're rooting for you as well, and they're willing to hold a space of understanding and respect and mutualism for you, I collective. But it's all about you extending yourself and also allowing them to extend their help and their love languages to you accordingly, so you can feel included throughout this period. So because I feel like it's easy for you to feel isolated, or easy for you to just fall into being alone, but Spirit is indicating that this is something that you shouldn't really do alone. Even if you're doing a lot of the emotional work on your own, it's good to have that balance of other people helping you, so you don't feel overwhelmed, is another thing that I'm hearing. Let's see, anything else for the I collective to hear? Let's see, what else? Okay, let's leave it here. Yes, so now we have the Queen of Swords. This also came out for the last group. So we had decisive, forward thinking, relentless, and smart movement. So I definitely think that you taking this time to observe accordingly yourself and your emotional and mental state throughout this time, and making small movements with the energy and fortitude that you do have, and also knowing your pace to plan ahead in the immediate future, so you don't sign up for anything that you can't particularly handle, I collective. Your bottom deck energy is the Two of Pentacles, which is why I say that. And the words that I have written on here are balance and schedule, compose your plans, open to flexibility, juggling resources responsibly. Yes, so ensure that you are juggling all of your resources and time accordingly, so you have time to get shit done in both regards, not just physically but also emotionally, and that you are not afraid to take advantage of the time and the help that is being presented to you primarily. So let's get some closing oracle messages, and then we'll get some written messages for you, my I collective. Let's see, what does the I collective need to hear? Ooh, hello mama, one at a time please. What does the I collective need to hear, Spirit? Oh, Okay, we have 3, and that's exactly how many I wanted, so okay. Your bottom deck energy is angel-like angels. Yes, also don't be afraid to ask your angels and spirit council for help either, my I collective. Don't be afraid to reach out to them, like I was talking about earlier, and communicate them openly and honestly about how you're feeling. They're here to support you after all, and they want to understand how you're feeling so they can provide adequate support. So yes, here we have Garnet, which is number 18, commitment, heart and sacral chakras. Yes, you committing to this time to heal and this time to yourself is going to provide you a lot of relief, growth, and benefits, I collective. That is what Spirit is saying, especially with Moonstone presenting itself afterwards. Moon cycles, crown chakra. This is all about emotional cycles to me, considering we are in a significant moon phase at this moment. And allowing yourself to simply go through the motions, go through the cycles of grief and feeling overall, and to not rob yourself of any time or general presence throughout that experience, because there is so much to gain from you engaging in this very vulnerable and open side of yourself, but you just have to be willing to explore it further. Yes, we have lapis lazuli, problems resolved, third eye and throat chakras. So yeah, there is help to help you delegate this time for yourself that you need to heal, and you taking advantage of those opportunities, like I said earlier, will lead to a lot of success for you in the long term, so that way you don't have to take out any time in the future. Take all the time that you need right now. That is what Spirit is indicating. Take all the time that you need right now and take advantage of that time, so that way you are ready for action in the future, because there is a lot of promise to follow you taking this time to heal. I feel like this is you kind of sifting through the remnants of a particular healing journey, my I collective, and you're just kind of feeling a lot of that intensity a last minute. I'm hearing for some of you, like perhaps you have something on the horizon, like an opportunity of some sort, and you're just afraid and you don't want to fuck it up because you're going through all of this right now. But another thing Spirit is indicating is you have the time right now, even if you feel like you don't. Nothing is really taking off in this current moment in time. You're not missing out on anything. So take time for yourself, because it is going to be the most helpful. And everything that you're building towards outside of, or even including your emotional healing, is slow building progress. But you taking all of this time to observe yourself throughout this change will definitely remind you of the fact that you are able to handle it when it's ready for you. It's not about if you're ready for it, it's about it being ready for you, my I collective. And Spirit is saying that in order for that to happen, you have to begin engaging with a little bit of a deeper part of yourself, and get through these bits of emotions that you still have pent up. So let's go ahead and get some written messages for you to close off your reading, I collective. What does the I collective need to hear the most right now, Spirit? What does the I collective need to hear the most right now, Spirit? What does the I collective need to hear the most right now, Spirit? Whoa, okay. Let's see. I thought one fell over there. I think it did. That's okay. Alright, let's see what we got. Repurpose, exactly. I think that, oh, there's a hidden message, sorry. I think that you are definitely repurposing a lot of wounds from the past into stamina for the future, my I collective, which is why you are going through this particular healing cycle in this moment, even if it seems a bit unprecedented, even if it is a bit difficult. I think that this is a part of your journey and a part of your path. It's helping you gain momentum, and because you're gaining clarity on who you are and what it is that you're capable of handling, and just how strong your character really is. And it's all part of your character development. I'm hearing for a lot of you. Yes, especially with the Two of Pentacles that we saw earlier. Readjust any time if necessary in order for you to make time for yourself. And don't be afraid to be very open and honest about the adjustments that you have to make, not just with yourself, but with the people around you, in order for you to feel the most supported throughout this healing cycle. Yes, again, we have another indicator of the throat chakra here. So I definitely think that you being open and honest about your emotions is key here. That is what Spirit is heavily indicating for you, my I Collective. It is time for you to be open and honest about how you're feeling to the world around you and yourself. It is time to end any difficult cycles and to close off chapters of internal hardship and allow love in. Yes, here we have the number 6. This is all about reflection and also redoing. So I know you're reflecting a lot right now, but don't stay stuck in the past. Use this as means to better understand the present. That's what I'm hearing. And now here we have the crown chakra. I kind of see it as the mind's eye, so to speak, which is why I have that there. But with the number 7 here, hello. That's all about wisdom and spiritual development and prowess. So I definitely think that this is also a part of you better understanding your spiritual depth and how you are able to ascend and rebirth yourself. Yeah, because here we have revisit / regret with the number 8. So with the 8 of Cups that popped out earlier, this is exactly the card I was thinking about when I wrote these messages. So with that being present here, I definitely think that again, you're in that heavy period of reflection, and perhaps you might even feel a bit remorseful of the past, but it is meant for you to reflect on that in order for you to know not to make that same mistake again in the future, and to empower you to choose differently when new opportunities present themselves. Here we have resonance, death. Yes, there is a part of you that is dying. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a cycle of some sort of ego death for some of you. But it's all, again, a part of the story you're about to tell, and anything that is dying now, it is simply to make room for new life that is much more befitting to the world that you possess, my beautiful I Collective. Yeah, here we have the number 66. 66 is all about again, reflection and redoing things and rethinking current cycles and patterns and wanting to do something different. Yes, and now simply number 1, redo. It is time for you to redo, especially with that tower here, my I Collective. You are due for a redo, and you owe it to yourself, and you are delivering it to yourself accordingly, and Spirit is supporting you throughout every step of the way. So that is what I am currently seeing for you, my beautiful I Collective. Thank you so much for being present for me throughout this reading. I know that you're going through a lot right now, so I thank you for any energy that you are currently putting out into the universe at large, because I know it's currently taking a lot for you to do that. So please let me know in the comments down below if this resonated in any way, if you have any other questions or concerns. If you're digging the little FM frequency that I'm throwing out into the ether, feel free to give me a little like and subscribe, por favor. But again, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being with yourself and with your loved ones and with the universe always. I deeply appreciate your presence and your time. Please stay safe, please stay strong and blessed, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, hello to all of you who have chosen the Spiral Collective and the YERBA Sanda jar as your corresponding herb for today's messages. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. Let's go ahead and get right into what it is that Spirit wants you to hear, see, feel, and just generally think about the most right now, my beautiful, beautiful Spiral Collective. What general words of insight and enrichment are they able to provide you to help you along your current trajectory of path and action right here, right now? What it is that they feel is the most essential to deliver throughout this current moment. So I have my handy dandy tarot as always to get to the bottom of it. I have my oracle cards as well. All of the names of the decks will be available in the description as always. And today I have something a little different. I also have my stargazing playing cards that I want to go ahead and get on into. I actually wrote a lot of keywords and phrases on all the cards, very reminiscent to the cards and suits of the traditional tarot deck as well, and I want to see how we're able to further clarify the messages that we get from Spirit. And I also have some written messages today as well with my handy dandy Death Note pencil as our wand. So let's go ahead and see what it is that we have first for the card that was under your jar. In the beginning of this video. So your heart of the reading is the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and the words that I have written on there are lack of community, debt, lack of assistance, and in some cases greed. So another way in which I interpret the Six of Pentacles is karma. I view it as ongoing transactional karma between you and the universe. So I definitely think that with this in reverse being the heart of your reading, Spirit is indicating that there is some sort of karma that needs to be corrected in your case, Spiral Collective. There is some sort of imbalance that needs to be addressed and also rebalanced accordingly and recalibrated as well. I think that there normally would be reciprocation and mutual aid and a pooling of resources when you have this card upright, but with this card in reverse, I think that there is some sort of inaccessibility that is present, that is inhibiting you from acclaiming balance overall, my Spiral Collective. So let's go ahead and actually get into the tarot and specify this energy and see what it is that Miss Thing is trying to say. So what messages does the Spiral Collective need to hear right now? Spirit messages. Okay. All right, so we currently have the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Swords. So this is more karma that's coming out. I feel like you are currently analyzing your luck in some way, shape, or form. You're analyzing just the ins and outs of the opportunities that presents themselves to you, and see just how fair they really are in accordance with your current evolution. I'm hearing, my beautiful Spiral Collective. Yes, so now we have the Six of Wands that's coming out. So considering we have two sixes, I definitely feel like there is a need for recognition in some way, shape, or form. I feel that perhaps a lot of people weren't giving you the same energy that you were putting out there, my Spiral Collective, and that is something that you are looking to address and correct, and finding people that are reciprocative, or opportunities or environments that are reciprocal, I should say, excuse me. Yes, exactly. Now that the Four of Wands has presented itself, finding opportunities, people, and social gatherings that are inclusive of all that you are, and don't exclude you from your own community. There is you're currently feeling as if you can't really ask anybody for help. Yes, with the Nine of Swords that just presented itself, literally right as I said that, you're feeling a bit stuck in your head about your current burdens and worries, and you don't feel as if you're able to adequately express them to the people around you, because you don't feel as if they're going to be willing to listen, or you just feel as if they're completely disinterested for others of you. So Spirit here is indicating that in the end, you don't need anyone's assurance or validation other than your own, for one. Exactly. And two, there is an opportunity that is going to be presenting itself that allows you to really change all of this, but I feel like it deals with you really owning your power, with the Death card being your bottom deck energy. I feel that in order for you to regain the time and energy that was invested that you feel was lost, it starts with you reclaiming your general purpose, ambition, and just general power overall, because the Death card is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is all about your inner world and understanding it the best. It's all about knowing your intuition, abiding by your intuition, and honoring it and respecting it as well. There's a lot of rebirth present here with the Death card as well. So I feel as if you are having a rebirth in terms of your relationship with the people around you and the environment around you in particular, my Spiral Collective. I think that you are kind of evaluating your place amidst all of this, and you are feeling like there is not a lot of balance on your particular end. Yeah, especially with the Seven of Wands that's under that. And now we have Justice presenting itself. So there is balance that needs to be restored here. I think that Spirit is also indicating that if you currently know of these people or this group or this environment that is just taking from you, it is the time now to release it accordingly, because there is so much more for you to explore and find within this world that genuinely appreciates your efforts, that genuinely appreciates the sense of inclusivity that you strive for, and also prioritizes it amongst that particular environment as well. I think that also, considering that we have the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands here, I think that you're striving to be recognized by a particular environment or a particular set of human beings. And I think that you might be a bit nervous about putting yourself out there, or like interacting, because you're a bit unsure of the outcome. But Spirit is here to say that there is so much more to your current circumstance than you are currently experiencing. There's so much more to the world at large that you are meant to experience, my Spiral Collective. And they don't want you to waste your time or your energy defending yourself unnecessarily from people that never really had the proper initiative to understand you or include you in the first place. That's another thing Spirit really wants you to hear. If you feel as if you're not getting the assistance or the help that you need from the people around you, then I think that this is not the time to engage with them as much as you currently do. That doesn't mean that you have to X them out completely, but I think that you need to redelegate your time and use it in collaboration with people that are able to contribute something of substance as you're seeking this sense of recognition. I think that also for others of you, it's just generally not feeling appreciated by the people around you, and not feeling as if they're recognizing anything that you put into, whether it be your work, whether it be your general ambition, or whether it be like things you do like within the house or things you do within your community, your group. I think that you just don't feel recognized for your efforts. And I feel like some of you are kind of contemplating just leaving and looking elsewhere. And if that's your current mode of planning, then Spirit is definitely giving you the green light on that. For others of you, I think that you have to interact with different people, and also interact with yourself the most, so you are aware of why you are even putting yourself out there in collaboration with other people in the first place. Being assured of yourself, being assured of your identity, being assured of your individuality, and not feeling the need to conform is very important for you, my Spiral Collective. And knowing that there is opportunity and authenticity, that more comes to you the more you reveal of yourself, and the more you remain strong and affirmed and assured in your identity. You will attract prospects and people that respect you and respect your general drive and stance, and don't in any way seek to impose themselves on it. In fact, they wish to complement it. But I think that it starts with you asserting yourself in your current environment, so you are assured of the need to move forward if need be, or if you simply need to extend your energy in a different direction. I'm hearing for you as well, Spiral Collective. So let's see what further clarifying information we can get for the Spiral Collective, please, Spirit. What does the Spiral Collective need to hear the most right now? What does the Spiral Collective need to hear the most right now? What does the Spiral Collective need to hear the most right now? What does the Spiral Collective need to hear the most right now? Oof, yes. We have the Knave of Cups here. So perhaps somebody owes you an apology, Spiral Collective, and Spirit is indicating that it's on its way to you. People realize that they haven't been the best to you, but I think that you recognizing your worth is how you speed up that apology within the ether and within the metaphysical realm. You standing up for your worth, recognizing your worth, recognizing your potential, recognizing all that you are and all the power that you possess here now, not even in the future, or underselling yourself like you did in the past, with that Queen of Swords energy, like knowing your truth and speaking it and not being afraid about what anyone else thinks of it. I think that you standing very assured of yourself and defending yourself if need be will actually make people see you differently. Will make the current environment that you're in look at you differently and look at your power a lot differently as well, and gain a newfound sense of respect. Yeah, especially with the Four of Cups here. Don't hesitate to stand up for yourself. Don't hesitate to be real with yourself. Don't hesitate to tell someone to fuck off if you need to. That's another thing that Spirit is heavily implying as well for others of you. Don't be afraid to stand your ground. That's another thing that I'm hearing. I don't think that people are necessarily actively working against you, but I think that people just tend to underestimate you. And I think that you being yourself at full gear will definitely really show them your character, your true character, not this preconceived notion that they have of you, and it won't allow them to underestimate you any further, my Spiral Collective. Yes, because now we have the Six of Coins, but it's upright. So this is how you regain balance, my I Collective. You stand affirmed and assured in yourself, and you don't allow anyone to make unnecessary compromises or try to in any way get in the way of you and your truth, and not being afraid to defend your truth at all costs, especially with the Ace of Swords here. A favorite mantra of mine to associate with the Ace of Swords is the truth is your weapon and you will use it against any and all odds. And I think that's very much appropriate for you, my Spiral Collective. Not being afraid to use your words as your weapon. You don't have to get unnecessarily like hostile or nasty, but you are very quick-witted and you know yourself, and you know your capabilities and the general magnitude of the energy that you possess. And I think that this is the time that you allow it to be heard, really, and not be afraid or not even think about what other people think as you relay this, because it's other people's opinions that tend to really cloud your ability to be there for yourself unconditionally, my Spiral Collective. Yes, there's a Six of Wands here again. So you standing in your truth is how you achieve the sense of respect and recognition that you gain. But if you feel as if you don't want to have to constantly defend yourself in order for people to simply respect you, then you stand empowered in that decision, and you always have the ability to walk away and to find prospects that don't instigate a feeling of hostility, no matter how subtle it may be. Spiral Collective, know your worth, know thyself, know thy truth, know thy body, and fuck everyone else. That's something that Spirit is heavily indicating for you, to just be very real and honest with yourself, and keep communicating your experience and truth to the people around you. I'm gonna take this. Yes, and now currently you have the Two of Coins, so there needs a redelegation or a reprioritization is necessary for you as well. I think that it's time for you to invest more energy in yourself and to be a bit more selfish with your energy as well. That's something else Spirit is also very indicating with you, which I think is funny because you see Six of Coins here, but I think in your case that you being a bit selfish is how you gain more balance and better karma in your particular situation, Spiral Collective. I think that you reclaiming your time and reclaiming your energy is how you are able to stand more affirmed and assured in yourself, and know that you aren't willing to feel underappreciated any longer. Yes, with the Six of Swords here, a necessary transition. So for some of you, you may end up walking away from this particular social circle or environment because you don't feel as if that level of uncertainty is good for you. And stand firm in that decision because you are aware of your tolerance in that way. Yes, with the Ace of Coins here, I feel that regardless of the movements forward that you make, as long as you do so with integrity, which is all about what the Ace of Coins is. It's all about sustainability and burying your seeds in the ground, but knowing that they are going to grow. And I think this is how you end up really growing a more empowered version of yourself here, my Spiral Collective. Yeah, especially with the Strength card underneath. You really standing up for yourself and not letting anyone give you any shit for it in the process is going to be a very big thing for you coming up, is what Spirit is indicating. Strength is ruled by Leo. Leo is a very unwavering in their sense of individualism, and I think you embracing that very unabashed energy of fire signs will be very helpful for you in a way. Fire signs are very much bold and brash by Squidward Tentacles. That's an ongoing joke that I have about them. So I think you embracing that very bold nature and that bold sense of identity, and knowing that you are who you are, and absolutely no one can ever take that away from you. No one can ever take away all the energy and power you possess, even if they undermine it, even if they appreciate it. It's still no one else's but yours at the end of the day. And irregardless of how other people react to it, how you react to it matters the most. That is another big message that Spirit is indicating for you as well. The feeling of recognition that you long for starts from within. So I think that you being proud of yourself before you allow anyone else to take a moment to feel proud or otherwise about you is key here, my Spiral Collective. Yes, here we have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords again. So the words that I have written here are free yourself, feeling trapped, wanting out. Yeah, so if some of you feel as if it's better for you to simply walk away from this situation, Spirit is definitely on your side in that case. I think that for a lot of you, you would greatly benefit from walking away from all of this this lack of understanding and general recognition, because I feel like it's really affecting how you view yourself in some way, with especially with the Nine of Swords that came out. And on here, the keywords I have written are paranoia, sleepless and restless, relax, and also overthinking. So I also think that there is a degree of overthinking here too, in terms of other people not recognizing you. I think that there are a few people that do appreciate all that you do, Spiral Collective, but I think that you have to kind of weed out those people accordingly. I don't think that it's everyone in your case. There definitely are people that aren't appreciating you, but I think that you should still look for the people that do, because they likely hold a lot of words and encouragement that would really help you out right now. Sometimes we do need a little bit of validation from other people, but we should always prioritize our own validation first. But there's nothing wrong with asking for assurance. There's nothing wrong with asking for compassion, but you should never beg for it, because that's unwillingness on the other party's end, and you should just move forward if that's the case. But I definitely think that you have to free yourself in some way, and it starts by you recognizing your successes without expecting anyone to reward you accordingly. Rather, you rewarding yourself accordingly, my Spiral Collective. Yes, and here we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So there definitely is a need to slow down. There is a need to rethink what we're doing, and not simply rush in demanding apologies or demanding recognition from others. But I definitely think that for others of you, you're simply changing your momentum and just simply looking for that from other parties or other avenues of life. You're just changing the trajectory in which you're currently going. For others of you, I think that you are evaluating how to go about this without coming off as too harsh. Yes, because here we also have the Four of Cups again, and I also have written on here opportunity knocking, recognizing potential, asking for more, and also satiated and comforted. So I think that asking for more is definitely literally in the cards for you, my Spiral Collective. That's what Spirit is indicating. You asking for more because you know you deserve more from every avenue in your life. And I think that you reflecting on your own self-worth will help you relay your needs accordingly to the people and environments around you. Yes, and we have the King of Cups at the bottom deck energy upright, and the King of Cups upright, he's a very deep feeler, but he doesn't allow it to be seen, which I think is very appropriate for you, my Spiral Collective. I think that you're softies, but you don't allow other people in on it. So now that you kind of just work, do, and you're like, well, I want someone to also like give me a hug and tell me I'm doing a good job. And I think that you finding ways to comfort and soothe yourself will be very beneficial, but also you just being honest with other people, but reflecting on your words so you can relay that from a place of compassion and not a place of judgment is important here. Yes, we have Larimar, which is water, ocean, throat chakra. Yes, emotional honesty is important for you right now, my beautiful Spiral Collective. It's so funny because you're the Spiral Collective, and I always think of the ocean. I think of shells, and the first card that comes out is Larimar, which is the ocean. So I think your emotional depth is key here in order for you to move forward in this particular situation. Spirit is indicating emotional honesty and sincerity. Yes, here we have citrine, abundance, creativity, solar plexus chakra. So yeah, I definitely think that you being open and knowing that you want more and deserve more by being honest with your emotional depth is how you unlock those opportunities. It's how you unlock potential in the world around you, and people will see so much more in you that they hadn't previously seen in you, being more forthright in your worth. I think that you also have to reevaluate your worth as well, and in some way enrich it as well, and know that you don't have to undersell yourself in any way, because I feel like you kind of at some point had a history of doing that, my Spiral Collective. Yeah, especially with the Okanite here, the past life patterns. It's time for you to stop underselling yourself and demand more from life because you deserve it. And here we have the blue lace agate, communication. Yeah, so there is definitely a need for you to communicate openly and honestly with yourself and with the people around you, in order for you to gain new experiences with the Sarasite here, which is travel, root, and crown chakras. This will definitely help you instigate a sense of ambition and passion that will propel you to newer and greater heights. Yes, especially with the moonstone as your bottom deck energy. Moon cycles, crown chakra. This is a part of your growth. This is a part of your particular moon cycle, your emotional cycle. It's time for you to allow it to be honored, not just heard, seen, or felt, but honored and respected is another thing that I'm definitely feeling for you in particular, my Spiral Collective. So I'm going to go ahead and also get some messages from the flower bowl as well. I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes for this one. So what does the Spiral Collective need to hear the most right now, Spirit? What closing messages does the Spiral Collective need to hear the most right now? Alright, let's get all of these in here. Alright, let's start here. Yes, recalibrate. That is your first message. So with recalibration, yeah, it is definitely about you taking time to ensure that all the playing fields are leveled out. You taking time to assure that your inner and outer worlds are mirroring in some way, shape, or form. So the worth that you know that you retain inwards is also reflected outwards, and you're not allowing people to treat you indifferently, even if you're aware of the fact that said treatment isn't warranted in any way, shape, or form, and not allowing it to occur any longer. And also, yes, exactly, master number 11, knowing better, doing better, acting better, I'm also hearing. And knowing that you are due for bigger and better things, and you are destined for greatness, and not allowing anyone to diminish your worth or light accordingly, my Spiral Collective. That's something else Spirit is heavily indicating for you. Yes, because here we have the number 7. Hi. And 7 is all about spiritual wisdom, insight, and also growth as well. So I definitely think that this is helping you to really acclaim all of your power and allowing it to manifest into tangible forms, my Spiral Collective, to not retain this beautiful world internally, but allowing it to be seen and felt externally as well. Yes, here we have revisit and regret, number 8. So I think that a lot of you have been revisiting these emotions and perhaps have been like regretting all the time and energy that you put into something. But I don't think that you should look at it from a place of judgment, or Spirit is actually saying that you should not look at it from a place of judgment. Instead, know that it simply is a part of the story that you're meant to tell, and that it's just all about you and your personal journey towards growth and self-acceptance. And that you currently or formerly just, did the best that you can with what you knew and how you knew to do it best, but that's changing all the time. What your current best is now might not be your best a year from later. Standards always change. We always change. And I think that you recognizing the fact that you simply just need to update your affirmations and the way in which you manifest them physically in the universe is all that needs to really be adjusted here, my Spiral Collective. Yes, because here we have the number 8, and the way that I wrote it this way because I always feel that time is an illusion, and that there really is no proper sequence of time. Even though we give it numbers, time is a dimension of its own, and it's something that we'll never be able to control in any way, shape, or form. And it is simply about what we do within time that matters, and not the amount of time that it takes in the first place. As long as we simply do, and do it to our most efficient capacity, the sequence of hours in which it takes is irrelevant, because we are still getting the task at hand done. I think that with the current society and socio-economic system that we all live under, it puts a numeric value on time, and it puts all of us on an internal timer. We have the natural indicators of the sun and moon to know the cycles of the day, but we have so many other lingering delegations and responsibilities in accordance to time that we forget that we can also simply be without having to worry about what passes throughout that period. It doesn't really help us in our practice of remaining still and remaining mindful. I feel like that's also another reason why a lot of people have a hard time meditating, because they feel as if they don't have the time to do so, even though meditating is something that we are able to tap into with practice. So making time for what truly matters to you and allowing it to reflect on your worth and growth accordingly is another big message that Spirit has for you, my Spiral Collective. Let's see what else we have. Yes, here is 33. This is Master Builder. This is about building your world, building your spirit, and allowing it to unfold its final forms and manifestations throughout its last cycle in this particular form. So I definitely think that for you in particular, my Spiral Collective, this is all about you doing just that, really. Here we have the brain, which is number 6. This is in correspondence to the third eye. The reason why I say brain is because I make a lot of decisions utilizing my intuition. It's kind of like my default navigative system, if I'm honest. So with this being present with the third eye here, I think that you also listening to your intuition and where it wants to take you and what it has to say, and how it wants to express itself, and its understanding of your power is important. I was just talking about meditating, which I think is funny. So perhaps meditating may be really helpful for you throughout this particular time period as well, Spiral Collective, to help you remain present and remind you of what truly matters as well, and how much you truly matter. Yes, because here we have resonance, death. I think that you are closing in on old cycles and patterns that don't serve you, that subconsciously or consciously diminish your worth and connection to your inner world, and you are allowing yourself to gain a new sense of connection, purpose, and communication with your inner world primarily. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, yes, we have number one. Simply number one. Yes, new opportunity, new way of thinking, living, breathing, feeling, but also you are number one. Spiral Collective, remember that. You are an amazing being, capable of amazing things, and don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. That's another beautiful message Spirit has for you. Yes, and lastly, you have throat. Well, we have two cards here corresponding to the throat chakra. Yeah, so there's definitely the need for you to speak your truth here, and Spirit is supporting you throughout this process. And know that you always have to support not just of Spirit, but also of your higher self, of your loved ones, and of the universe at large, for you standing firm in your experience and not allowing anyone to come in and compromise your sanctity or integrity, my Spiral Collective. And standing firm and assured in who you are is the key to unlocking the doors ahead of you. So that is what I'm currently seeing for you, my beautiful Spiral Collective. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I always appreciate you and your presence and your general love and radiance that sits with me whenever I decide to come on down and channel for y'all. So thank you so much for being here. Feel free to leave a little comment down below if this resonates, or any other questions or concerns if you have any. Feel free to give me a little like and subscribe if you're digging the little FM frequency that I'm throwing off into the ether over here. As always, please stay safe, please stay blessed, and I will see you soon. Bye!